Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Colombian Space Initiative Supreme Roller Ultimate. And in previous episode, first of all, Germany decided to destroy France, and they declared war on Russia as well, and a few other things happened. I did skip ahead a few months here, although it took actually a surprisingly long time. Mostly because there's just so many units moving around the map right now, even though we're not looking at the moving units right now, but it's just there's probably tens of thousands of units moving, so it's kind of lagging the game a little bit. So there's not much I can do than wait here, but we did manage to finally get the multi-state rockets, and I did realize something that the military goods actually only take about a bit more than 50% of the tonnage that they produce is using industrial goods as the tonnage. So we are actually making a lot more money now from just building as much of these as we can. Now we have loaded some of the taxes and all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to get the approval rating a little bit higher. It's currently only 26.3 though. We've still got plenty of time before the election, but what I'm gonna do is I will break all treaties with Peru. I'm gonna see if I can provoke them into battle against me. Not to mention I haven't been supporting their nation for a long time, but basically what I'm trying to do is I'm just gonna, clean up the South America. We might lose the election, although I hope not, but we might. They have a lot of planes still in here. I mean, they'll probably move out soon enough. Alright, yeah, they're probably running out of fuel while flying here because we're no longer providing them the supplies. So there's probably going to be quite a few planes crashing down in due time. So they don't realize that they can just fly through down to there. Well, I suppose their airfields are rather busy as well. Right, so now we started getting some of the missile designs. Just doing something that is relatively quick to do, not expensive, so we don't have to spend quite as much on research right now. We're still spending actually a bit too much. I'll lower it down to 30% again. That's going to save us a little bit, so we're not going to run as much of a deficit. Unemployment has gone down a fair bit as we put up the military goods production again. And to be fair, we're making quite a bit of money from it. If we have a look at the sales, of 200 million of sales, and 141 million is from military goods. So that's pretty decent. That's basically what is keeping our economy afloat right now. Of course, they also cost quite a bit to produce. Like, actually, since we do have our calculator right next to the keyboard here, let's have a look. So we're producing about 3,660 tons, and each ton costs 32,600, rounding a little bit. So it's still 119 million of production costs just for these. So if we have a look at the expenditures in here, it's over 20% of our expenditures. Actually, not that far from 25% of our expenditures. It's just production of those. Of course, we are still making profit out of it, but it's just... What was that? I can hear some firing. Oh, it's Peru. Oh, Peru is going through here. Right. And of course, since they don't have the... Oh, is it because of that? Possibly. Hey, at least we're getting rid of the Peruvian troops down here, so we can actually move these Green Berets down hereabouts, I think. Now, I did build up the trench line down at the border, just so that I can put in the troops into safety for the time being, if and when they declare war on us. But let's be honest, they probably will. So if we have a look at provocation, is Peru high up here? Hold on, must have missed it. Oh yeah, it's pretty high. I mean, we are very high volatility. But it might also pull in USA or someone like that to help me in this war against Peru. Because I still have, well, I still have pretty good relations with them. At least cordial. Also with UK, I have a cordial, and I believe we got, yes, we got land transit and supply and all that sort of stuff. So it might well be that they will send in troops. Also, we do have a little bit of planes down here that we've built. Not a lot of them, but a few. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy some of these queen bees. Let's get actually all 6 of them. I'm going to rebase them at the airfield here. And then we're going to use like 5 of them at a time to provide a little bit of air cover for our troops if need be. Although the enemy probably has the air superiority. Ooh, they're gathering up the troops. I think they're going to declare soon. They got the artillery down there. Or the mortars down there at least. They got some elite guards here. I mean, if they do declare war, then it's going to be bloody first month or so. But after that, it's going to calm down quite a bit. And at that point, I'll start cleaning up the mess. And eventually I'll probably destroy some other nations as well. But let's have a look at the approval rating right now. Only 29%. I'm actually going to have to increase the maintenance and training probably a little bit. Okay, now it should be at 100% more or less, or at the recommended numbers. Increase the effectiveness of our troops. But let's have a look. Do they actually... Oh yeah, they do have pretty good justification towards us. Okay, so yes, they will probably declare war. Luckily, we've dug in here quite well. I'm actually going to move this crew back. I'm just going to pause for a moment. And send these Green Berets and entrench them in there, because they'll be able to defend that a little bit better. And we can use these mobile units. Actually, we'll send this group down here as well. To outflank the enemies and maybe go after their artillery or something if need be. Then we've got some artillery down here that can shoot at any troops that try to get near. But yeah, the trenches, while they don't give a massive defensive bonus, it does give them a little bit of a bonus, and they make them a little bit less vulnerable for bombardment. Which does help a fair bit, and plus they're very cheap to make. Alright, so we've got some foxholes there. I'm actually going to pull the foxholes outside of there and send in the Green Berets down there. Is there any other tank groups? There is this one. So in the... Oh, right, this was the more experienced group. These Green Berets into the city. Need to have a little bit of reserve units here, because we will take some casualties in this war if and when they start it. Speaking of reinforcements, let's get some more Green Berets down here. These are fairly good. And over here, oh right, yeah, we got another set of IF2s. And build, yeah, another set. It's going to be rather costly in terms of how much we lose to the sales in, for a little bit at least, in military goods. Right, so let's have a quick look. Still at 29%, it's only 30% on the Freedom Party now, so we might be able to get the approval rating high enough. I'm not entirely sure if we can. If we can't, then we'll just become a dictatorship. And we'll transform a little bit, so to speak. At that point, we can start taxing a lot more, because we don't need to worry about the approval rating, we just need to make sure that military likes us. Although, if we are dictatorship, I think that's going to give us, well, first of all, penalties to the GDP, which means a bit less taxes for us, but also probably quite a bit less, sorry, taxes. But also, I think it's going to add in a relations penalty between us and all the democracies. Although it might give a bit of a boost between us and dictatorships, but a lot of dictatorships haven't been really all that great people in here. Weird that, I know, but actually is that... Right, we've got 4 elite infantry over there. They're not particularly good in fact, but I reckon it's better than nothing. We've got a lot of it around there, we've got some artillery over there. We do have our submarines down here, which we might want to move in somewhere around there. If and when the enemy tries to move through. Oh right, they got the barracks down there. Okay, so that's gonna be a bit of a mess to clean up. So, if and when the war starts, I'm pretty sure that they will declare eventually. Although the justification is going down. I mean, technically what I could do is I could start, that would be a bit expensive. It wouldn't be the full price, of course. If we have a look at now, so it's actually not all that bad price. I'm going to even increase that to 2 million. Although, how much? Okay, currently at 10%? Oh, inches is actually... Okay, yeah. Well, it's a little bit, but we might get the justification up, and if they don't declare war on us, I will declare war on them. It's another 166 million population that we'll be gaining from them, which, frankly, is not a small amount. On the other hand, they've already cleaned up most of the South America for us. They will just need to clean up Brazil, and then we can take out those 2 colonies there, and then we own most of South America. Also going to be quite a bit of industrial base that will eventually need to repair. I actually don't remember. Did we... Those didn't get damaged. Is there any damaged places around here, I wonder? Yeah, there's a little bit. I think we've repaired some of them. We did repair the lamp production at least. I remember that was damaged at one point, but it was rather expensive to repair. But it did slow down the speed that we built our troops, which was a bit of a problem. Come on then, Peru. You got 90% more justification. Declare war on me. I dare you. Although I do realize that even if we start fighting, we will lose some troops. I'll try to micromanage them as best I can, but there's likely going to be some casualties. It's going to be a bit unavoidable, unfortunately. But if we can clear out this area first and then set up a defensive line down here, take that one as well, and I don't think they'll be going through the jungle. They might technically, because there is a barracks down there. So we may need to be a bit careful. At the same time, there's not going to be any supplies in here. And they got some troops down here that are stuck. Well, they are actually moving. Very slowly, that is, but they are moving. Now, to be fair, we do still have some troops down here that we can move out. I'm going to move you down this way to act as a bit of a reserve for this area. And hopefully there'll be enough to stop any enemy attacks. I mean, yes, we're not at war yet, but that's probably just a matter of time. Although approval rating, well, is still only growing very slowly. We can always do the reduce taxes enough to, or basically cut taxes entirely for the election month, but that's going to be a bit expensive. I don't think we have the cash reserves for quite that, but that is basically a sure way to win elections. Just a month ahead of elections, reduce taxes. Not necessarily entirely, because it's going to be very costly if you cut all the taxes, but, you know, enough that the approval rating goes to like 28%. That's a sure way to win the election. Although it depends on your difficulty, probably. To a certain degree. Right, so we're not actually defending this area all that much. Hopefully we don't have to. Although if we do, we've got some troops over here that can intercept. We've got a little bit AT guns over there. We've got a little bit... Actually, we could use these scouts down there. Get them a bit further. So how good is our justification is already 31%. Peru has 91%. I'm a bit surprised if they don't declare war soon. They are basically out of money. Now, I do realize that once we capture these lands, we're probably going to have to become a dictatorship anyway. Because it's just so much people that are going to be very unhappy because they're not going to be loyal. Although, actually, just going to check. Do we have the loyalty effects? I can't see it from here. Yeah, no, I can't see it here. Oh, ceasefire between Germany and Equatorial Africa. I'm not entirely sure if they capture it all that much. No, I don't think they did, and that's why they signed a ceasefire. The war over here is still... I think China has actually expanded a little bit down here, but it's not that much yet. Actually, no, I don't think they've expanded at all. Maybe a little bit, but again... Oh, hello, they've actually managed to reach the... Oh, did they? They've taken the village, haven't they? Just don't remember... Oh, wait a minute. Did they take their... They probably took the capital, didn't they, then? If I could remember where it's supposed to be. So that's the capital. Or current capital, anyway. Let's have a look at the supply map, but it might be easier to see. Except they basically have no supplies in there. Okay, well, I don't know then. One way or another, Chinese have been expanding down there. Now I'm kind of still expecting a war between Germany and UK again. Germany is currently 16.5 billion in debt. That's quite impressive. So we're still making quite a bit of money from the military goods sales. Okay, so how good is the... Okay, they got 95% justification towards us. We got only 30% against them. We need to reach this. 70% is the max that you can reach without any proper reasons. AKA just using spies and all that sort of stuff. Provoking them a little bit, but yeah, I guess we're just waiting for them to either declare the war, or if we lose the election, we become a dictatorship, we might start declaring wars at that point, without worrying too much, although it will lower the market approval rating, and that's going to potentially be costly for us. But yeah, we still got, okay, 7 days and we get our missile design, then naval surface-to-air missile ordnance. It's going to be 2 months from now. Oh, and then the next texts are going to take years. Most of them anyway. So kind of stuck in terms of research right now. Right, well, at least we've got a lot of the troops down here. Again, I'm not entirely sure how well defended that is going to be, if at all. Oh, right, there's another research facility down here. Question is, how many research facilities... Ooh! Great Britain declared war on Tanatuba. Wow, that's a bit of a beating a dead horse situation there. Don't think they'll survive that war. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if Britain can even get there, quite frankly. So yeah, there's a lot of the troops down here at the barracks, but that's about it. Fortunately, we only have 30%. Now, of course, our diplomacy funding is very small, in all fairness, so that means that we won't be doing all that much progress here. At some point we do need to get some counterintelligence bureaus built, just so that we can kind of keep our nation secure from enemy spies. Although I don't see any spies in our country right now, but that doesn't mean that they're not in here. Ceasefire between China and Tanatuba, okay. Well, I suppose they didn't do all that much progress there. Bit of waste of manpower, I'd say. Right, so let's actually have a quick look at the troops we have here. So we got Green Berets, more Green Berets, then we got the experienced unit there, or group there. And then not so experienced, then there's a fairly experienced there. More green Berets, and then we got some APCs down here. Very experienced Green Berets down there, and then some elite forces. Green Berets, and we got some IF2s over there, and we've got another group down here that can, depending on what's the situation, they can expand. So how long? Oh, I think we've owned this. Okay. Yeah, no, for some reason I just wanted to set up the defensive line here. I mean, this is an easy place to have it in, to be fair. What I'm thinking is I could potentially set up some troops down here, and as the war starts, just strike over there, cut off the supply line, well, not technically the supply lines, but cut off any reinforcements arriving from here to there, although we've got 2 barracks down there, so it would be quite difficult to maintain. These two are going to take about 2 months now, but we are currently on 30% speed in research, so it's not all that quick. Unfortunately. But yeah, as I've said, the speed is very low right now. Even if we're trying to go on max speed with just so much combat going on. How good is our... Okay, we got 36%. I think I'm going to declare war once we reach 50%. Because I figure that we might be able to get the approval rating to go up. Oh, okay. It's actually not that bad approval rating right now. We might be pretty close to winning the election. I think currently we'd still be losing it. Just barely. But approval rating is going up. Yeah, we would still be losing it. Wait, 99 days. Oh, right, yeah. I suppose it is. Okay, I'm going to try lowering the taxes another 5% or 2% to 55%. See if that helps at all. I mean, we're going to be starting to lose some money now. But if we could win the election, that'd be nice. Yeah, I'm activating some units there. I may need to increase the maintenance and training soon. Although we'll see if... Oh, wow. Approval rating in Peru is quite dreadful. 5.9%. No wonder that they lost their election. It's still a democracy because they're not a player, but... Damn. Germany seems to have... Oh wow, that is a lot of planes. Not necessarily the most modern planes. Sure, I'll sell you some petroleum for prison. Okay, there's more combat down here. That's going to be destroyed. Yep. Everything over there. That's going to be... Okay, so... there's a bit of losses on both sides. Well, the Chinese have managed to push back and almost save the surrounded American unit down there. Although, China and America are no longer allies. So, America and Canada are allies, and Canada and Gibraltar were allies. And still are. And UK has Gibraltar as an ally, so who is Gibraltar allied to other than... oh, New Zealand. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of. Oh wow, that is... Oh, there's a lot of Italian ships down here. Okay, and then there's some British Merchant Marine taking troops back and forth between the Balkan holdings and... Oh, wow. Actually, that's a bit of a stockpile of troops. And Great Britain can't pay us. Okay, lovely. Everyone seems to be bankrupt in this world, other than Canada. Let's actually have a look. Is that... Yeah, Canada is still the richest nation. Or the nation with largest treasury, let's put it that way. To be fair, they do have pretty good GDP per capita. It's like over 4 times what we have, almost 5 times what we have. We have the 3rd largest in the world, so that's a bit surprising. I wouldn't say annoying, surprising is probably the better word here. Now, let's have a look. How good is our justification? 42%? Not all that great then. But we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if I haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.